Want to talk about Gabby Williams. She's talked to the crowd after the fact. Not her most efficient scoring night, but still scored in double digits. Had 6 rebounds and a game high and career high 10 assists. Can you just talk about her overall importance to this team?
Talk about this all the time.
I know.
Like, you guys keep asking us about this. It's like you guys are surprised how great Gabby Williams is, or like, we talk about her so much. We get this question, it's like, do they think that Gabby is good?
They better.
We know it.
We do.
You know, she had the best plus minus out of anybody.
Yeah.
She's very hard on herself, and we all are naturally. What she could do on both ends of the floor. If she wants to go get the ball, she just goes to get the ball. Okay,
I wanted to, because some people maybe don't understand how good Gabby is. If you're kind of giving up, not me. I'm not saying here. I'm talking about things we're writing for the general public. But if you're like giving your pitch for why Gabby deserves to be an all-star and possibly, be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, what is your sort of pitch for that?
I don't feel like we got a picture. I really don't. I mean, the numbers don't lie, Like Sky says, she's so hard on herself. Even today, she just kept telling us, my bad. And I'm like, you have the highest plus minus, I think that anyone who is watching the game can understand why Gabby is who she is, and we understand that thoroughly. So I don't feel like I got a
voting
picture.
out there, pay attention.
All right, Percy, you're up.
Hey, it was 1:30. They cut it to 3, and it's a game again. From like the both of you, like the ball gets kicked to Nneka. Just what was going through your mind at that point? Did you have enough time to like do much of anything? And what did you see from her on that shot? It felt like a dagger 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we call that. To be honest, I was in the game and I saw that I was open and I shot it, And I think also we had a possession where we were getting our hands on the old boards. We were trying to get like a good bucket. And that's just one of those plays where the hustle yields something. And so that's exactly what happened in that play. To be honest, between me and Sky, like if we're open, if it was her, she would have shot it too. We have to have that aggression in our heads all the time, and understanding that open shot, especially for the two of us, is the right shot. And rewarding ourselves after hustling like that was the only option. I wasn't thinking all that when that happened, though, but, I just was like, I have to shoot it. Yeah.
Not that you guys are ever satisfied, but to be at this point, roughly a third of the way through the season, a little bit over that, 9-5, some of the wins you all have racked up. I mean, do you still feel that there's another level that this team can reach, or the way that you guys have played the last 7 games, winning 6 of those 7, that this is a pretty good representation of the team you can be and the team that you are already?
Yeah, I think we can get better. Yeah. We talk about our identity, and that's kind of what we've been honing in on, is what our identity is going to be, meaning what are we going to look like when we get on the floor? Who are we? What type of team do we want to present as, and what are we going to be doing consistently when we're out there? And I think we're starting to shape that up. We know what type of defense we have when we're all locked in. We have 2 of the best defensive players, Ezioda and Gabby, who had lead us in that, and great supplementary players. Nneka could guard anybody, just trying to supplement with me and E on the perimeter, making plays. And so we've been really honing into what we want our identity to look like on both sides of the basketball. And just like Nneka said, when we play with certainty, we can do anything. We know we all capable. We believe in each other. We're playing on that front foot. We get the ball moving from side to side, and we think we can score with the best of them. Where I feel like we've been improving is rebounding the basketball. And as you saw tonight, our pursuit of offensive rebounding, which is something that we had more to give in that area. And I think you see that pursuit. I think we had some great culture clips, we call it, in there that we can add, showing the hustle. That play, Gabby diving on the floor to Nneka being one of them. And so just to start the season, I felt like maybe teams had more of a sense of urgency to those basketballs. And I think some of the 50-50 balls, picking up our paycheck at the end of a defensive possession and getting efficient shots on goal for us is what's been working. And taking care of the basketball.
Right.
And so I think we're trending up in those areas. But I don't want to say we're paying our masterpiece yet. We don't want to peak too early. I think we have a lot of areas we still can continue to get better at.
Nneka, back here on the platform, I'm shooting today. they were missing 2 of their all-stars, but they still matched you guys with, with a fiery game the whole time. What makes them such a difficult team night in and night out, and what kinds of positives can you guys take away from how you guys matched up against them and came out with this win?
They're the defending champs. That's what makes it difficult. I really don't know if there's anything else about that. They're stepping in, defending the championship. It doesn't matter who's on the floor. That is respect. You have to step up and respect that every night. So we wanted to be able to bring our own sauce, We wanted to be able to establish the tempo. We talk a lot about understanding our identity, and I don't know if there's any particular word to it, but the way that I see our team is people got to feel us the whole 40 minutes. We talk a lot about music on our team, and it's analogous to a metronome. That's what we want. We want people to understand that on offense, on defense, on offense, on defense, on offense, on defense, we are there and you're going to feel us. So that speaks to the things that are trending up, as Sky referred to. And this is the type of team that you cannot slack on, You have to step up to a team that's won a championship no matter who's on the floor.
Skylar, when someone's been as great as Nneka has her entire career, it's easy to just, what she does, take it for granted. Can you just talk about what you saw from her in this game and what she does for you guys?
Yeah, not me. I tell her every day. I tell her behind the scenes. I tell her in the training room. I tell her in the weight room. I tell her when she's doing Pilates. I tell her when she's on the court. I tell her on the walking into the gym. I tell her when I see her at work, at the house. I came here to play with Nneka. And what she does, day in and day out, it's special. And you shouldn't take it for granted. I love her, and it's deeper than just basketball. Who she is as a person is solid, and it's a lot of stuff she can't say to defend herself, and it's a lot of shit that she takes on for our whole league. And so, I stand in front of Nneka every day, and nobody around this league should take what she does for granted. I mean, she looks like she is still in her prime and continuing to get better and better. And I'm inspired by her personally, professionally. She's a way better woman than me. But I look up to her, and not only what she does on the floor, it's how she carries herself and how she makes us have a standard to ourselves with her experience. She's a champion. She's the most disrespected MVP in the history of our league. And every night, she's breaking records. And not just, it's milestones. Passing Tina Thompson today, 8th all-time in rebounds. Excuse me if I got that wrong, but it's amazing what she's done, and we celebrate her every day. It's a blessing to be on this team with her, and she's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Dang, that's not the last
Love you,
question.
girl.
God damn, I love you.
I love you, girl. I don't give a damn about these people up here.
It's hard to follow that one up, but talking about bigger than basketball, Nneka, the WNBPA released, I don't know if it was a statement or a campaign this morning about its time. Sydney Colson took some time before the Vegas game talking on behalf of her teammates and the members of the union that there was something bigger than basketball that was going on, which is the negotiations. And I think you also talked to a reporter earlier about hoping to have a productive meeting with the league in Indianapolis. Can you talk a little bit about the timing of those comments, and also what are you and the union looking to get out of the meeting in Indianapolis?
I think its time is, it's always time, I think I'm grateful that Sid used her platform to be able to talk about it. I'm asked these questions all the time, so I kind of feel like I talk about it often, but it is important for people to know that our salaries are the only thing that are capped when it comes to us negotiating the CBA. We have women out here who know the business, and we understand where our league has been and where it's going. And we're prepared. You know, we're prepared, and we want to be able to come out here and represent ourselves and our value the same way we do on the court, in our contracts, in our facilities, and the standards of the resources that are available to us. And it's important for people to understand that we get what's going on, but we also value who we are. And so we're at the negotiating table now. We just got a response back from the league. So that is good. And we want things to work. Everybody wants to go to the same place. Everyone just has a different idea of how we get there. But it definitely starts with valuing the players in a way that makes sense for what we're doing out here, and also makes sense for the people that follow us and the fans that are supporting us. You know, we've seen a lot of growth recently, and so we have to see that being reflected in how we're compensated to continue to give you guys games like this every night. So I'm looking forward, you know, to whatever meeting comes in the next 25 days with the league. So everyone needs to pay attention and continue to ask questions. Because if you don't, then you won't know the answer that can get you to where you want to go. So I'm appreciative to our player body, our player reps, and the women that are speaking out about this, and our board of advisors and PA staff, and what they're doing for us to be able to get to a successful collaborative negotiation with the league.
That's well said.
Thank you, Nneka. Thank you, Sky.
Thanks, you guys.
Coach, today it looked like loose balls, the rebounds, the taps. So how special is it when a team begins to understand the concept of hustle creates opportunities?
Yeah, I know they understand it. I think with our group, it's just doing it and doing it consistently. We have players who have played in the league for a long time and understand moments and, possessions that matter, the game within the game. And we've talked about it since the start of camp and throughout the game, the 50-50 and the hustle plays. Those are the plays that get you over the hump, that you have to come up with possessions and capitalize off those possessions. So I thought today the extra effort was great to see from the beginning. A little bit of a low at the beginning, but I thought that in crucial moments we made some big plays.
Yeah, in terms of the big picture, I believe you guys are the only team to have beaten Minnesota, New York, and Phoenix. Just obviously it's early, and
Yeah.
We're like a third of the way into the season. But a win like this says what about your team, and does it put you into that category of like seriously thinking about title contenders?
We still have a lot of work to do, but I think that we're trending in the right direction with a lot of things that we've been emphasizing. And, playing the top team super early is tough to do in this league, and to be successful with it, honestly, especially against teams who are well-oiled machines and who have a lot of firepower. So I think, I know it is. These are important wins, and it's good for our group to feel how we should be playing. And the reps that we get early are going to pay dividends in the end, for sure. But, we have a group who is so committed to, keeping the main thing. We know what we have in our locker room, and we don't want to look too far ahead and get too far in front of us before we handle the day-to-day. And I think, again, we know what it means, and we're going to continue to build on that. And, whether it's statement or not, we're going to handle our business and see what happens and where it, in the end of things. But where we are is, what we are is a very good basketball team. When we lock into the things that are important, that matter in the games, and I think that's going to continue to be our focus, just us and us getting better.
To kind of go off of that, what did you learn about the New York Liberty from this game, and what did you learn about your own team?
No matter who is on the court for them, they're a very good basketball team. We know that they were without 20-plus points today, but you throw in
anybody on that team. They're very capable basketball players. They're top in a lot of categories: pace, efficiency, offense, defense, whatever it is. They're very sharp in all of that. But it's good to see that we can play to that level and exceed that level when it matters. They're tough, from Marine. Today was Marine, her 3-point shooting, and, go down the list, Suey, Sabrina, Clout. Like, they have a very good basketball team. So, no pride and, a huge pride in understanding that a win against them, no matter who's on the court, matters for us.
So looking ahead to Tuesday, you got Indiana coming. That's going to bring its own kind of attention and fanfare. What all you are looking to do to kind of, keep this momentum up and get a win on Tuesday?
Yeah, we have to continue to build on, again, the things that we've been emphasizing. One of those is starting and finishing quarters. So I thought today we're pretty sharp in those areas, a couple of lulls. The other emphasis has been our rebounding. We've actually, didn't beat them today, but I think that we've been better activity, especially like some O boards and some more possessions on that end. And then the coverages with, the top of the scout with their main players. We already know, we could go down the list of who those players are, but that's the focus on, the opponent, but the focus for us is just continue to play solid, continue to play together, do what's been working well, moving the basketball, taking proper shots on goal, and not deviate too far from that, no matter what the game presents. And, continue to really lock in on the things that make us who we are.
Ezzy took a 3-point shot for the first time in 5 or 6 games today. Obviously, she hasn't hit one yet this season, but we know she can hit 3-point shots. Do you think her not taking those shots is a bit more of a confidence thing from her? And what are you looking for offensively from her, knowing she's not taking those shots so much this season?
Well, her number one role is our defensive anchor. And so I love that she took the open 3, and the confidence is going to continue to grow, I feel like, when she gets the defensive things. When Ezzy can take it off the rim and dribble coast to coast, or, her keeps and all those things that make Ezzy, I think that builds the confidence. I think she hit a couple of free throws today and finishes. I think I start there with her, not worrying too much about the 3-point makes, but the taking it with confidence and looking at the rim is the first start to kind of breaking that up, in my opinion. But it's always going to be on the defensive end for me. Her activity has been amazing. We'll continue to live in that. The rebounding activity was great for us, the blocks. So these are things that I'm going to continue to pour into and not over analyze or over correct the offense. We know that she can knock down shots. We know she's very capable, and hopefully she'll find some rhythm soon.
Hi, Coach. I talked to Erica Wheeler today about your conversation that you guys had earlier in the season. She touched on that and brought that up. Clearly, that conversation did something because she's having career-high numbers. My question for you is, how is that conversation or the discussion modified or changed since the beginning of the season? And then additionally, she's playing like she's been overlooked. What has people overlooked about Miss Erica Wheeler?
I don't know. She's a great basketball player. She's. It's good to have another player on our floor who can create for herself and for others. And to me, who she is as a person overrides all the basketball stuff. The energy that she provides for us every day, the consistency in her positive attitude, and being great in the locker room. Those are the things I think that matter first. And that to me hasn't changed from whatever team she's played on. She continues to pour into our team and really make us better. The conversation is, continuous. The expectation now, she told on herself a little bit, so. I expect the 3-point efficiency. I expect the playmaking. I expect the leadership because she's shown that she can do it at a high level. And I think she's having a career year because she's putting in the work. She's locked into all the things that make her special in this league. And we're going to continue to make sure you guys know, our team knows how important she is to us. Yeah.
Coach, after all of the changes that the team went through basketball
Bless you.
wise, Skylar talked earlier about identity. What would you say is the team's identity today?
Today, right now, we are committed to the standard of excellence. I think we are just blue collar, hardworking individuals. No expectation. No, we don't expect anything. Nothing is given; it's earned. And I think we're still relatively early in the season, still trying to like really put a stamp on our identity is this. But for the most part, just the collective mindset and group is the same. Everyone has a common goal. Come in, be professionals every day, work hard, hold each other accountable. Don't take things personal, and good things are going to happen. At the beginning of the season, I talked to the group about I wanted us to start out teaming teams, and so sometimes maybe the talent is as high, it's just not your night. But sometimes when the culture is intact, like you can win games because you're out teaming teams. The hustle plays, the camaraderie, the chemistry, the connectivity, it matters. And so right now we're a connected group with a common goal and a common theme to work for each other and be better every single day. And I think it's showing up on the court, and it's amazing to see that.
All right, final question, Landon.
Hey, Coach. Lenny Wilkens is getting a statue next week. Just thoughts about that, and then if I know he's an avid supporter of the Storm, has he been able to give you any advice during your time here?
Nah, what's up, Lenny Wilkens? Holla at me. No, I mean, he's a winner, and, Seattle loves winners, and obviously a beacon in the community, and, did a lot of great things here, and it's really cool to see him when he is here to support the Storm. He has supported us over the years, and, obviously having a statue in front of Climate Pledge means you did amazing things as a player, as a coach, I believe, as well. He won a championship as a coach, yeah? What year? Yeah, forgive me because I wasn't born. So, yeah, it's quite an honor to lead a sports team in this city, and for him to be able to do that and be able to give back to the community. Nothing but respect for Coach Wilkens.